Now, Daniel Okoduwa is a Sydney-based African-Australian film director, producer, actor, and screenwriter. In 2004, he teamed up with director Matthew Scott to produce the first African-Australian film titled Death is a Diamond, a film that tells of the pain Africans were going through from conflict or blood diamonds. Love, Lust and Temptation, a movie written and produced by Daniel Okoduwa, was voted the most watched Afro-Australian movie of all time. In 2010, Daniel also worked with international acts Chakademus and Pliers. Gossip Nation earned him an award for the Best Emerging Film Producer at the Screen Producers of Australia in 2012, and this gave him an opportunity to travel to the American film market. Survive or Die was produced in 2015. Upon release, it received excellent reviews in Australia and internationally. He is also the organizer of the African Australian Music and Movie Awards, which celebrates African Australians in the entertainment, fashion and modeling industry. Well, Daniel Okoduwa joins us now. Daniel, do we have you? Welcome to the morning show all the way from Australia.
Hey.
How are you feeling this morning?
Thank you. You're in the morning right there, and we are just about 6 p.m. here.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, that's a huge time difference. Thank you for joining us anyway. So let's just go straight into it. Now, the first thing that, caught my attention was that you worked with Chakademus and Pliers all these years ago. So you need to give us a lowdown. How was that for you before we then go into your movie and filmmaking?
Oh, that was really great. As a kid growing up in Nigeria, my mentors were Chakademus and Pliers. So I started with music. I started as a cartoonist first in Nigeria. When I was still in secondary school then, I was working with the Nigerian Observer as a cartoonist. I was only 13 or 12 when I was working. And eventually I went into music and I was doing music, but I found myself outside of Nigeria. And I came to Sydney, Australia, and I went into entertainment. The music industry for Africans wasn't that huge in Australia then. It's still not as big now. Then one time we started bringing in acts from overseas. We brought in Two-Face Idibia, Emerson Bokere from Sierra Leone. We brought in Awilo Logumba and the rest of them. And Chakademus was brought in by a friend of mine. And when I saw them, I was like, you guys are like my mentor, and you were my inspiration for writing songs. And I sang one of my songs that they actually inspired me to write. And when they heard the song, they was like, this is good, this is great. We should record this. I was like, okay. And we went to the studio in North Sydney, and that's how the track Daughter of the Night was produced. And I came to Nigeria, I stayed for like 5 months or so. I was promoting the song in Nigeria. And then eventually I had to come back to Sydney because I had a film to shoot, which was Gossip Nation. So I started shooting Gossip Nation, simultaneously promoting Daughter of the Night as well.
Lovely. I think before we move any further, I think we should give our viewers a little bit of a party. We'll take a little listen to Daughter of the Night, so we can start this interview. Yes, let's take a listen. And dancing in the newsroom. It wasn't just Shaitan and I, it was even the gallery, our producers, our cameraman, we enjoyed that. And it was so good to see Chakademus after so long. So that song came out in 2009. Tell us about the process. I know you touched on it beforehand, but tell us about the process of shooting that video, linking up with those two, and how you feel about it more than 10 years later.
Yeah. Being a filmmaker, the video was very quick for me to, put in place. They were still in Sydney for another week or two because they were doing a tour, and I was touring with them as well. I was performing. I was their opening act as well. So we quickly put a video together. It wasn't that difficult. That video was shot in the heart of Sydney. There's a place called The Rocks. If you ever come to Sydney, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. We shot a bit of it in a place called King's Cross. It's a beautiful place as well. So nice. It was just Simple, easy.
Well, Daniel, do you know, I have to say that I've never been to Australia before, but I'm confident that there is almost no country on this planet where we will not find a Nigerian there.
Yeah.
So being in Australia, tell us about the process when you first got there. Did you experience any racism in the entertainment industry? What have been your struggles in terms of the culture you found leaving Nigeria and setting up shop in Australia?
Leaving Nigeria to Australia was the only shock that I got was the fact that it wasn't that developed when it comes to the entertainment industry. The Australian acts were okay for themselves, but for the African Australian entertainment industry was almost non-existent, and I was a bit disappointed. I was like, you know what? Probably I have to move to Canada because I like traveling. I've been traveling. I've been to South Africa. I'm a nomad, for a long time. I was just traveling from countries to countries. I lived in Congo. I lived in Zimbabwe. I've been to Zimbabwe, Mauritius, United States, England. But Australia was so beautiful. I wanted to stay, but I wanted to do entertainment, and it wasn't developed. And a friend of mine said, you know what? Why don't you help develop it? And I was like, how am I going to do that? There's a lot of work. And I said, okay. So I set up I kind of established a company, Scream Entertainment, and I registered it, and we started promoting African music. That's how we brought in Two-Face Idibia as a then to help give the entertainment industry here some Africanness, and people like Awilo Logomba. We kept bringing people like Desmond Elliott was here, Ramsey Noah has been here. We were bringing these guys, to give a face to the African entertainment industry, and it kind of worked, and we're coming up. Yeah.
I mean, when you talk about Nollywood, we do see Nollywood reflected in the US, in the UK, in India, in Asia, but you hardly hear about a Nollywood and Australia mix, which you have been able to successfully do as a producer, actor, and screenwriter. So I want to talk to you about the award show that you put together. It's called the African Australian Music and Movie Awards. Can you talk to me about why you started that? We're going to go on a break. You can start talking about it. We're going to go on a break, and then when we come back, you'll conclude. But you can start.
Okay. So now we started setting up the music industry, and I said, we need to make a film. Being from somebody who also wanted to make a film, I wrote the Gossip Nation, and we put that into place. And we wanted that Nollywood touch, not just Australian. So we brought in Ejike Asiegbu, and we brought in Mona Lisa Chinda. We flew them here to Sydney, and we shot Gossip Nation. And I said, now it's not enough. So it began to inspire the younger ones here as well. They wanted to do something. They wanted to make movies too. So now I said, we need to establish an umbrella, like a body where we can recognize and celebrate the arts that we're trying to bring up. So I got the idea of Afro-Australian Music and Movie Awards, and it was established. So we took it from there. It wasn't easy. It's still not been easy, but what we're doing is not just for us, but it's we just want to.
Oh, Daniel, I think that's a good place for us to pause. It is time for us to take a very short break. Not to worry, we will be back shortly, and we'll continue our discussion with you. Please just stay with us. Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Very good news. We are still joined by Daniel Okoduwa, and he joins us all the way from Australia. He is, not only is he a fantastic musician, he's also a filmmaker, and one of his films called Gossip Nation is a fantastic one. We've got a trailer to show for you before we go ahead and continue our conversation with Daniel. Let's take a listen.
Black people are ungrateful. They don't even like each other. The other day, some little black kid tries to blow up a plane in America on Christmas Day.
You don't say no to Kabaka.
Who was he? Obama's little brother.
That does not suit you.
So, Annie, are you sure about this?
It's now or never.
I wish I can grab you, do me and do you. Man,
look at that. Shake it.
Me, a liar. You know what the Bible says? My Bible says you are going to have an abortion.
I wish she was dead. Birds are aching.
Look what you have become. An ungrateful man.
I can love losers.
My advice, as your father, is to be tolerant and patient.
Show me what you can do.
It's like this.
Nigeria.
What a little hole.
They're doing it. And guess what? You're not there.
I'm not here for the money.
What are you here for then? My good looks?
And what goes around, comes around.
I bet her mama wipes rich kid asses for a living.
One of your cousins came in here the other day to see your wife. Oh, yeah, mate, it was your cousin, definitely. He was black just like you. It's got to be your
Excuse me,
cousin.
when did this happen, please?
Hey, don't worry. I'll keep an eye on her for you.
Oh, well, that was definitely entertaining, wasn't it, Shaitan?
Yes, it was. Gossip
was.
Nation.
Gossip
Interesting
Nation,
name.
indeed.
I wanted to find out, Daniel, why Gossip Nation? And also, I mean, you were answering the question about the award show that you currently do in Australia. Can you talk to me about those two?
Okay, yeah, so we established the... Now I have to look straight because I think I'm looking at the screen right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the award body was set up to celebrate African Australians, and not just African Australians, but people of all peoples of African heritage. So that's why we brought in people like Vivica Fox and the rest. So that's what the award has been. It's been to celebrate what we do and also to help promote the entertainment industry here for Black people in Australia. It's simple. It's just.
And what's
easy
the
thing that we can
reception,
do.
Dana? What's the reception been like? I mean, Australia is very far away, very different from different cultures. So what has that reception been like? Have they received it with open arms? Are they a bit, are they experiencing a bit of culture shock? Tell me more about that.
The very first episode or event, AMA Awards, the very first one was a bit confusing. People weren't sure. Even the Africans here were not very sure. That was the very first one we brought in Mr. Two-Face Idibia. But after the event, a lot of them came to us and was like, you know what you've just done there, that is what we were talking about. That is what we are going to do. So the support came, even from within the wider Australian community, I would say the white Australian community. So the support started coming in, and we were getting politicians to attend the event, people with great reputation, business people, they all started attending the event. So it became a household name. When you say AMA in Australia, everyone knows what you're talking about. It's become, and just 2 years ago, I think, Emanuela Samuel, the little comedian, because she's so popular here, she's big. And we flew her here with Mark Angel as well. So it was big because that's AMA is AMA now. So it's pretty good.
Lovely. I think this would be a good time for us to throw to the trailer of your movie Survive or Die. Let's take a watch.
So where's everyone? You want to land where there's people? Then you catch a plane. This trip is doomed.
These people pay us money to bring them here.
What happens to them? They are disposable.
And we double-cross them.
And it's gonna be big pay.
We've been lost from the beginning. Didn't think you should tell us.
Australia! Australia! Australia!
No matter what happens, no matter how hard things become, you stay alive.
Your bones will become its blood.
And tell them how good Australia is. A land of milk and honey. I'm gonna get you! I'm coming for you!
Wow, Daniel, that's very interesting, and I'm very proud to see Emanuela in there.
Definitely.
So I'd like to ask you a double-ended question. First of all, I'd just like you to give us a bit of a premise of what that movie is about. Then, secondly, you have on multiple occasions mentioned flying people down. Emanuela, Two-Face, Mona Lisa. But now with the current air travel restrictions with COVID, I would like to know how that has been for you and what the solution to that would be going forward.
Okay, with COVID, everything is stopped. Like the country, Australia, literally stopped. And New South Wales, which is Sydney, where I live, is beginning to open up slowly. But in Victoria, which is Melbourne, it's been shut down again. There's a second wave, COVID-19. So people are indoors, the army is on the street, the police are on the street, and you get fined if you're not home. There's a curfew because people are dying. So everything is kind of stopped. But the good thing is the government of Australia is such a beautiful government. This is one of the best countries I have ever seen in the world. I've been around the world, but this is the best. So they're taking care of the entertainers. Those who are not able to produce films, the government is supporting them with money. Those who have production businesses and all that, but production has ground to a halt, the government is putting money to their account to say, look, until you start again, we're going to be supporting you. So for those guys, okay. But for me, I just finished a film, Survive or Die. So I was about going to audition for the second film, for a new film. But I had to put up to a halt as well because of COVID. So I'm not worried much with what's going on right now. I know everything's going to be okay in time when the vaccine comes and all this is going to be fine. But my main priority right now is promoting Survive or Die. We just came out 2 days ago from on Amazon Prime Video. And my aggregators in Los Angeles are also talking to Netflix and all that stuff. Because right now, people are not going to the cinemas. They're not going to the cinema. The film was meant to be released in the cinemas in the United States, but they said, we can't do that. We're going to put it on VOD, like Netflix and the rest of them. So they're doing a great job. My distributors, Leomark Studios. So they just put a film now on Amazon Prime Videos. Yeah, so it's available. You guys can go watch it. And it's, so right now it's getting a lot of reviews, and it's one of the most popular films right now in Australia. Everyone is just going there. I think it almost crashed yesterday, I'm sure, because people were like, we can't access this film.
Well, congratulations, Daniel.
That's a major achievement, a very good problem to have. Where do you see the future of this corner of the entertainment industry going, as we hope the world will continue to reopen and perhaps people will feel comfortable going to the cinema? Now that you've debuted a film on the online space, are you comfortable with it? I'd imagine it's very easy to gauge your viewership numbers and also accessibility from people in different countries. Are you more comfortable with this framework as it comes to sharing your content with the world?
We just see how it goes. Like with Gossip Nation, I actually came to Nigeria because the film was released with Silverbird Cinemas, and we had like a big premiere, and it was released also with Genesis, I think. And in Australia too, here it was in the cinemas, and we got our distribution DVDs and all that. And the film won so many awards, and I got a lot of support from the government as well. But the world is changing so fast, and the face of entertainment is changing so fast. And now with COVID, it's just gone to a whole new level. We don't know, but I have so much confidence in the human race. We have a way of surviving. I'm sure we're just going to adapt, and we're going to morph. We're going to adjust according to what comes along, and it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I'm so confident. I don't know what to say, but something inside of me tells me it's all going to be okay. We'll find a way.
Oh, that's definitely the spirit.
Humans have always found a way to survive. Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, you did just mention coming to Nigeria for the premiere of your movie at Silverbird Cinemas. And when the world opens up, are you going to be coming back? Are you going to be doing more collaborations? I mean, you can see for yourself that Nollywood is on the map with, even representation of Netflix right now in Nigeria. So do you see yourself coming back home to dabble in the Nollywood industry?
Of course, I'm missing home so badly right now. It's not even funny. If not for COVID, I'd probably be in Nigeria already. I walk around the world. I was meant to be in the United States I think in May, April, May, yeah. But COVID, we had to cancel because I had a film festival where we won an award. We were supposed to go collect the award. Also signed a production deal with some friends of mine as well. But from there, I was going to come to Nigeria, but everything had to be canceled. No flights coming into Australia, no flights going out. I can't wait. As soon as the vaccine is found, as soon as the world says it's safe now to travel, try and jump on the first flight to Nigeria. If I'm not in Nigeria, you know it's only because I'm working here, because I work a lot. I do a lot of stuff.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for joining us here on The Morning Show. And we know it's just 6 p.m., so do have a good night.
Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we definitely enjoyed that interview, didn't we, Shaitan? It was a good one.
Of course.